Yo, man, welcome to the Griot Talk podcast. I am your host, Enosh Preaching. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here with you guys, man. Man, it's been a minute. It's finally here. I got my dog here with me. Juno, Prud'homm, man. What's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
Hey, man. It's good to have you in the podcast finally, man.
You've been chasing me for a minute, man. You've been chasing me for a minute.
Persistent is key in this.
It is.
Bro. Hey, man, it's good to be here, man.
I appreciate y'all stopping at the office, man. Give you guys a little insight.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man. For the viewers, for the listeners, please tell us who are you, where you from, and what do you do?
My name is Monsieur Juno Prud'homm.
Yes, sir.
I am from Naples, Florida, but Miami, Florida's home. Been here since 2013. I am one of the few and probably only black yacht brokers you may meet that do it at a high level. I don't do it for fun. I ain't posting shit around just for games. What you see is real life. It ain't a flex.
Yes,
I walk it and I talk it at the same time.
yes, sir. Hey, man. You see, from Naples. I'm from Naples. So I wasn't growing up in Naples, man.
People be thinking Naples just white, rich town, yada yada. Like any city, it has its poverty. So I mean, where I grew up, people call it, if you Haitian, call it Black Power. Is majority black people. You know, most people that were white or that would come into where we live, they came there for one thing. It was to get drugs. So it's usually just black, and you had a few Spanish people where I grew up. So a lot of Haitians around me, as we call them Yanks, black Americans at the time, Haitians wasn't a cool thing in the early 2000s, late 90s. You know, we eat cats, this and that, until that obviously started to change. Mm-hmm. Mom, obviously old school Haitian growing up.
Church?
I got me no tattoos. Yeah, tattoos on got them out. So everything they said not to do, I did. Yeah, I was a badass kid.
Yes, sir.
Growing up. But football was my outlet. You know, I've been playing football since I could fucking walk. And so yeah, I played football at an early age. I used to go to Immokalee a lot. So I got family in Immokalee. Immokalee is very fucking poor.
Yeah.
Poor as fucking dirt. So I-Town, as they call it. My family used to go there a lot. My aunt and uncle still live there. So yeah, man, football is my outlet. That's what got me out of my situations and made me meet the right people to kind of put me on that path to where I am now. So without football, of course, there's other people that play a big role. But without football, I would not be in this position. And growing up in Naples, I used to love to fish. So that's kind of how my love for boating or being in the boat business or my job now is, I used to fish since I could walk, man. Like 7, 8 years old, I'd be fishing. And that's kind of where I got my entrepreneur spirit, because where I live was, again, a lot of Haitians, a lot of black people. Mm-hmm. So I used to catch fish, and I used to go, you can ask friends. I'd knock on people's door, and I'd sell fish. So at an early age, you know, I kind of had that entrepreneur spirit. Even though I have a boss, I'm still an independent contractor. I still pretty much work for myself. That's what sells, is you get in what you put in. So I used to do that as a kid and buy Papa John's pizza, you know, just that was kind of my thing, share it with the friends. And then high school, middle school, we used to, I don't know if y'all remember, we used to sell these like chocolate bars out of these magazines. Yeah. I ain't gave the school the money. I ain't gonna lie to you. I kept the money. I feel bad for those people. I apologize if you ain't get your chocolates and you got your order, but
I would start by doing that. I'm like, I would never give that money back. I went and got somebody did it.
You know, yeah, a black kid walking in a white neighborhood asking for money about these chocolate shit, but it worked, whatever. And then I used to sell cotton candy and snow cones for the Naples Gators when I got to high school, and I was making $900 on a good weekend, 1,000. So yeah, I think that at an early age, making some decent amount of money.
Yeah, that's it.
But we had our struggles. We live in a Section 8 community. We have food stamps. The whole nine. Everybody goes through their struggles. And my mom was a single mom because my dad passed away. So it wasn't as easy for her because I was just a bad kid. But luckily, football was my outlet. Like I said, that was my escape. And, my freshman year where things, because I did live with a white family at some point, the Joneses, and they helped me, of my career of just going in the right way later on in life. But I remember my freshman year, I had a 0.8 GPA. 0.8 GPA, and they said, going to basketball, if you don't have a 2.0, you can't play sports. And now it was like one of the, I'm skipping things, it was like one of the big pivoting moments for me. From my sophomore year to senior year, I made the AB honor. I never had from bad grades after that, but before that, I got kicked out of middle school. I went to Golfy Middle School. I got kicked out for fighting and just yada. So I don't know if you know New Beginnings.
Nah.
New Beginnings, you had to wear like a military outfit. Red shirts in Naples. So remember you had like enhanced assists.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you had
when I got in the States, that thing was going like I came in 06. So
it was still, trust me, it's still New Beginnings is still around.
Oh yeah, okay.
So New Beginnings, you had to be there at like 5:30, 6 in the morning. Military outfit, boots, the whole nine.
Oh, we call that Beacon now.
It was next to Beacon. So they were together.
Okay.
So Beacon, you just go to regular schools because you don't want to go to high school, so you go to Beacon.
Uh-huh.
So it's next to Beacon is New Beginnings. So you'll see kids in military outfits. And that's all from like elementary to middle school. So if you're really bad, before they send you to like a program or you go to jail, this is like the
it's like
the prefix. So yeah, so I was there my 8th grade year. We had a sand pit. They made us roll in grass, sand pit. And I had 3 friends that was my dogs that I played football with. I don't need to say their names, but they see this. They're all Haitian too. And they all went this way. All of them got locked up. Some of them got kids. Thank God I didn't go that way.
Yeah.
So you eventually got to get enough points to get back out of that system to go back to a regular middle school. So it took a while to understand that, and they try to break you and just do different things. But the older you get, you just realize, you don't see it now just because you're young, you got an ego, but it's just to avoid certain situations. And I got enough points, able to go back to middle school, went to Naples High School, had a great athletic career, got a D1 scholarship. Yeah, left to go play football for 4 years, and it was an amazing time. I left Florida, best decision, went to Tennessee to play football and was there 4 years of my life and came back, no kids, nothing, just, compared to a lot of boys I know, you get to college, you get a lot of freedom.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of freedom, I would say about 40% of the guys on the team got kids. So it's a very high thing. And, you kind of found myself, again, entrepreneurial spirit. Senior year, I know I'm not going to the league. So what do? I was a pauper kid. I knew the frat people. So we used to throw parties. So we threw parties at like restaurants, bars, and we get 70-30. So we get 70% at the door. We hired our own people. We did our own flyers on like early social media. Facebook, Instagram. So we was making pretty, getting paid $800 in college just off one event, splitting it with the boys. Yeah. We didn't do it every week, but we did a few, and it was some good money. So, that's a little bit of background of just some things, a little bit about me and growing up in Naples.
That's dope. Just so you know now, Black Power is not Black Power.
No, it changes.
It's gentrified.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
They've been trying to do that for the longest, man.
Oh my God. I went there, I'm like, what are the black people at?
Yeah. So it used to be you have across the track. They try. So basically, they put bushes in front of the condo, and we said so they can block it.
Yeah.
Just because it's old looking, you can just tell. So you have 2 communities, even though it's one. You got across the track, and you got us. And some people call it in town, just depending on your lingo of what you want to call it. But yes, it's sitting on water. That's what they want to, they got rid of the corner store. They put a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
So, it's just at a great location, and they want to pretty much push everybody out so they can do their development. But gentrification, that's just, unfortunately, that's the process of life. And they're doing that a little Haiti right now.
Yep. It's tough, man. What position you play in high school?
So high school, I played quarterback in high school.
A black quarterback.
Black quarterback. We won states. Gabe Golden Gate, I know you want to go. Everybody in Naples got the business. From Immokalee, the boys from Fort Myers got everybody. Everybody. They know, if they played at my time, they know who I am. It's just, we were good, and I was fortunate enough to have my best friend went to play in the NFL. He's still in the NFL now. Carlos Hyde played running back. So I got lucky to play with some real dogs. And you weren't good until you beat Miami teams.
Yeah.
Playing Naples team wasn't really a challenge for us because we're doing that for a long time. Naples has that kind of caliber of respect when it comes to that. And then we got to beat these Miami teams and went on win a state championship. So, beautiful thing. A lot of memories there.
So in college, that's the same position too in college?
No, college I ended up playing safety because I kept just getting bigger. My body, I got into high school, I was probably 160. By the time I left, I was 205.
Jeez.
So I was just getting bigger. You see me running people over. My body just kept developing. It's just, you wake up just one from 160, 175, 180. But I was just getting my leg thicker, my arms getting bigger, body just developing and just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's just kind of what happened. But how was Naples for you? When did you get there?
I came over to the States in 06. So I didn't know anything.
Papa G fresh off the York boy there.
I didn't know anything. Like what saved me is because I came in in May. It was like the last day of school.
Yeah.
So I spent like a good 3 months at home. So I was watching BET. That's what kind of helped me with the culture. So when I get to high school, it wasn't that bad. So I used to be the guy who translates for the other Haitians.
Yeah, no, that's every kid.
Yeah, what do you want?
That's every kid.
Yeah, I used to be the guy who translates for the other Haitians. So yeah, I mean, my dad kind of make it tough because he was trying to scare me of the country. Like, don't do this, don't do that. But he never tell me the good things I could have done. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it was a process. I mean, I'm glad now. Like I got it now. I mean, yeah. But like, okay, you said you moved into a white family. Is that how you got into?
Nah, they just helped me with my process. They saw something in me because I played football with their son.
Okay. When
I played for the Naples Gators, and we just kind of built a relationship over time. I lived with them for 12 years, so I still go see my mom, still see my sister, but it just took me on a different trajectory of people I was just with because everybody I hung out with was just doing this, so they saw something in me. Obviously I had a great ability, but it was just more than that. And we just built a great bond and it came like family.
Yep. And
they helped me of changing my life. But you can only take a kid or a person so far, even though somebody helps you. You still got to do the work. You still got to show up.
Definitely.
So obviously when you get to college, that's just like you become an adult. So I mean, when I'm in college, I'm living in an apartment with the dorms with their apartments because your athletes would get bigger housing and all this. So, everything got to change. But yeah, I mean, they helped me from study hall, just learning, just being a better person and helping me with life and just the environment and situation I was in. And yeah. So.
Yeah, but for me, like being in Naples, it was a breeze. But when I get to college, it was tough because the English was kicking my ass.
Well, you got the Naples late, 06. See, I've been living in Naples like in the 90s. Yeah. So like how we had the George Floyd, we had that in town where a black dude got shot by a cop. We had we had protesting. Like we used to have I've seen niggas pull out guns. I've been to where we had block parties every weekend.
I'm moving and going to get power queer in the car pumps. So back in the days, I know that location was bad. Like the Chico Park.
Chico Lotto, you get jumped on Friday. I've been through that. I've seen it. So
when I get to college, it was kind of tough for me because the English was kicking my ass.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know. Like certain class I go, I was the only black kid, the only Haitian kid. So college was tough for me.
Yeah. See, because you came in late. See, like early to I don't know if you remember because there was gangs. There was like. You had one trade where I lived, and you had East Jungle, which was a lot of Haitians in it. So there was different. I remember going to part niggas getting their ass jumped. Like it was real. Guns getting pulled out, shoot out. Like maybe it wasn't sweet, but I mean it's now. Obviously now it's changed. But I went through all that. I seen all that. So even being in that environment, that makes you tough as a person. Of where we used to slap box in a little square or play football on the street, and we seen people get jumped. Like, that was just kind of part of life. You had to be tough. You had to have thick skin.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and that which helps me a lot. The older you get, obviously, you realize it because it makes you the person you are. And I still obviously keep in touch with some of those people when I go back home and visit and stuff. But yeah, man, there's definitely some things happen. I've been coming to Miami since I was a kid because we have family in North Miami. So he used to come. My uncle used to sell weed out. We didn't know. We just young.
Yeah,
you know? You got all these family members coming. People come and pick up weed, and I'm like, you don't know what it is. So you just kind of dealing with it. But that's just the process, man.
But yeah, but I don't have a big family in the States, so it was just me and my dad and my mom and my little brother. Like I mean, phew. But yeah, man, I kind of have a glance at it, but not too much of it. Not too much of it.
My mom used to beat me with an Iguas from Haiti when she came out with Haiti with an Yeah. It was typical, but I threw the Iguas on the roof one day. See, eventually because my dad was, like I said, my mom was a single mother. Eventually you start to get bigger as a kid. At some point you're going to test your parents. I remember my sister would tell us, I think I was like 12, maybe 11, 12. Because my mom was probably like 5'4". I'm 6'2" now. I was probably like 5'8". My mom would have hit me with that belt. Well, I call that thing midair. I said, you ain't hit me. I had a tank. You ain't hit me. I ripped the tank top off. Swing back. I punched a hole in the wall.
Oh,
my mom hit the. Man, you know I'm T.A. Man, we're T.A. You got people coming over to pray for you, this and that.
They think you went crazy.
Yeah, that was the last time my mom ever put her hands on me. The last day.
Asian people are so dramatic, but like the reason why I react is because I'm tired of it. But they never think that way.
Yeah,
I'm just tired of it.
I mean, I wouldn't change it. I mean, it was part of the product. Most of it was warranted. I was bad, but beating me didn't work because I was still. You start getting to immune to. I already know what time it was. I already know what time it was.
Yeah, I used to be better in Haiti.
Yeah,
I used to be better in Haiti. And when I was coming in, walking to the airport, my mom, like, I know she was serious because my mom hold my hand so tight. And you know when a woman about to tell you something deep, like she hold my hand so tight, she's like, hey, like when you was in Haiti, you used to make me cry. Like, don't come here and try and do the same thing.
Yeah.
So you need to get your shit together. So I know what time it was, and I came to live with my dad. I didn't grow up with him like that, so I had to get it straight. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know, like, my dad even told me, like, if I ever get in trouble, I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, like, you my dad, you supposed to look after me, and then he told me all that. So I'm by myself.
And them Haitians different, man. They're a different breed. Bro.
So yeah, man, let's jump into it, man. So how did you become a yacht broker, man?
Whew. So I was in college on spring break in Miami. I was with my boy that played ball now that I was telling you with. And we was having a good time. We was on South Beach just enjoying life. And we was in this club called Mansion at the time. Mansion it's not open anymore. So I met this dude. We just clicked. You know, he was some like skater dude. And my boys are with me. They knew who my boy was because he played ball at Ohio State. And this is like 2011, maybe 2010. Mm-hmm. And so we had a great night. We go out, we go to Gold Rush. It was a strip club at the time. And we just kind of clicked. So I kept in touch with him. So I'd always hit him up when I come back, because I was still in college, when I come back to Miami. And then he just always take us out and be spending money. I'm like, man, what the hell do you do? He's like, I'm a yacht captain, yada, yada. So then eventually we linked up on a boat. It was a 75 Lazara LSX. You can look it up. And he just take us around. We go to Sea Spice on the water, take the boat out, go to the club, come to the boat. So then I'm like, man, that's kind of interesting. Like, I kind of like this. Yeah. So I graduate college. I come back I go to Naples for like a month. I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm like, all right, let me go to FIU because I just got a regular liberal studies with business management degree. You ain't gonna do much with that. But the jobs that they were off, that just wasn't for me. So then I come to Miami, get an apartment, and I was going to go back to FIU and get a hospitality degree. I'm there for the summer because when you play football in college, life is a breeze. Yeah. Especially at big school, things are taken care of. You got study hall, yada, yada. It's easy. Yep. But go to FIU, get that FAFSA check. I said, man, go to 2 months college. I dropped out. I said, this ain't for me. this is not for me. So then I had a chance to work for AT&T. It's like a business to business trying to upgrade people with their services on some pyramid scheme type shit. I don't know. They like, you make more money, yada, yada. So.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I had to join some team. Then, so we go business to business, do the interview, goes well. Like, yeah, you can have the position, starts off at 50,000. And I'm like, oh, that ain't bad. And there's like room to grow. And I'm driving back. I told the lady I'm going to take the job. I'm driving back. I said, fuck no, I ain't doing it. Hell no. I am not doing this. I don't care what I got to do. I ain't doing this. So now we had a job as like a busser at a restaurant. And that was miserable. Like nothing against people I was doing that, but I felt like there was more I wanted to do.
As a football player.
Yeah. There was more I wanted to achieve and just the level of where I was thinking of where I wanted to be. Yeah. So, I mean, I was a busser. I was a door guy as well. I was another door guy at another place. I was a busser. I worked at like 4 or 5 different restaurants, 3 clubs. And I finally figured, I'm like, man, I want to be a yacht broker. I'm just doing more research, yada, yada, because people don't understand about this career or know about yachting in itself, of the jobs that it offers. Mm-hmm. So I do that. I apply to like 20 companies, even if they weren't hiring. I still got the emails to this day in my wall in my condo of the emails I sent out of who hired me. So I get 2 emails. One is this company, which is Denison Yacht Sales, but they say, you're too young, you don't have enough experience, contact us in 2 years. So all right, then another one was called Deep Impact.
So when a job like that tell you like you don't have any experience, what they want you to do?
They want you to get experience.
From where?
From somebody else, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I didn't let that deteriorate what they said about me or what I needed to accomplish. So I went and worked for Deep Impact. And
like a little
no, so basically it's like selling a new product, but you only sell one product. And the business I'm in, I sell every product.
Okay.
So I went work for this company, and there was a black dude that hired me, Randall Truesdale. I mean, without him giving me the opportunity, this person that I built up today would not be here.
Yeah,
and because he gave me the opportunity. The first thing he said, man, in this career, I'll never forget, he goes, your pockets can go from flat to fluffy, but it takes time. So I had to learn about boats. I knew nothing about boats. Things like ports, starboard, aft, stern, engines, inboard, outboards, whatever the case may be. So I learned. I'm in the back of the factory just learning. I was there probably 9 months. No marketing. Mm-hmm. Team was helping. And nobody was sitting there, hey, you got to do this, do that. Here's how we're going to help you. Literally, I'm thrown in the fire. And the craziest thing is, I sold a boat to a Griot Haitian. And like in Haiti, most people who got the money are Grimos. And there's some blondes that are there. And that he had money. He had a big shipping business that he did in Haiti.
Your first sale?
First sale ever was to a Haitian.
Wow.
Steve Said. And a lot of big Haitians know him. Most people who got money in certain countries, that's just how it is. Yeah. Haiti's one of them. I mean, DR, Guatemala, you think it. So 5% of people in certain countries like that have 95% of the money. That's just the nature, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Yeah, so at the time I'm working at Deep Impact, I didn't know the company's going down. The owner's stealing money from people putting in new bills. So like a new bill would take like 6-8 months. So you build something, you're paying maybe $500,000, $600,000, but you're paying an increment. So once 30% got done or 50%, all right, we want first deposit going to be $250. Mm-hmm. That's the initial start to order materials, start everything. So the owner is stealing money from the company. He had a gambling problem. I don't care if he sees this or not because I don't care. Yeah. So that's old news. We already talked about it. But so he's stealing money. We're in meetings just at a table like this. There are workers, and you got mad. I've never taken a salary job besides when I worked at a restaurant. In terms of means, if I don't sell, I don't make money. Yeah. I couldn't tell you the last time I got a check every 2 weeks. As long as I've gone without a check, 5 months, 6 months, 8 months. But that's a different subject. But so we're in a meeting like this, and you got workers who work every day. Their checks are bouncing. When they go deposit, their check of $800 or $1,200 or $1,600 or $2,000. Right there. So checks are bouncing. Ain't no money in the account. So basically what he was doing is if a boat came in, he'd put it, say, all right, this is your boat. And lie to that person. We had to tell these people Nah, this your boat. So people would come in a meeting pissed. Even people that like, yo, why is this still the same? You said yada yada. So I'm 23 years old.
Yeah,
like,
man.
damn.
That's a lot of stress.
So I meet the guy that I sold the boat to, a Haitian at the boat show. It took a couple of months, finally got him to agree. My first check was $20,000. But you get paid the day you sign and the day it closes. Yep. So once it got done, I got my 10 grand. I felt like I was a millionaire. I never seen that much money at one time.
20 grand for 23 years old.
Yeah, so I got paid 10 grand up front and then 20 on the back end. So then one day I realized what's going on. I said, yo, Steve, I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. Like la vola call. Like he's stealing, taking people's money. He didn't yell. He didn't get upset. I appreciate you being honest. I'm gonna come down there with the police. I'm gonna come get my stuff. So he came down, got his stuff. I told Randall at the time I'm leaving because the company that told me they weren't gonna hire me, I reached back out.
Yeah.
I said, man, here's where I started a Facebook page, an Instagram page. I sold a boat. I did the boat show. So I sold myself again and kind of told him my experience. He's like, all right, I'll take a meeting.
All right, go.
So that meeting took like a month and a half of just chasing him. Chasing him. At the time I'm 23, turning 24.
Gotta be persistent.
But I'm jumping around. As I was working at Deep Impact, obviously I need money coming in because the only way you get paid is if you sell a boat.
Yeah.
I was working as a door guy at Treehouse, which was like a nightclub, techno, white shit, whatever. And so I'd work from like 10 to like 5 in the morning. So then I would go to Deep Impact. I'd get up at like 12, try to be there at 12:30, 1 o'clock, stay till like 6 or 7, catch a nap, then go to Treehouse. I was doing that probably 6, 7 months until I got that 10 grand check to where I didn't need to do it anymore. But I was doing that on a rotation, but I was also part-time, and at the time there was this Irish like big club at the Hard Rock before it got remodeled, all that, I can't remember the name of it, but I was also a door guy there too, so I'd get little part-time gigs so I could just because I wasn't making enough to.
Yeah, you were hustling for real.
I was hustling, so I was working, doing all that, and finally had that opportunity. So then got the interview with Bob. He finally agrees to hire me. I remember the first time going to meet everybody white. I'm the only nigga in there. Besides one of the other workers that are working, like doing work shit that works with us now. He's a broker too. I'm just like, damn, bro, I didn't talk to people for like 2-3 weeks. Yeah. Like, they just didn't think I ain't talk because I didn't know anybody. And I didn't have my own office. I was working in a printing room.
Oh, wow.
And like a printing, wherever I could set up to get work done. I don't have any client base. I don't know anything. So, man, like I had to cold call people off Craigslist, off ads to, who were for sale by owner to get their business. So this is early 2014. We're in 2022. Everybody's seeing what's on social media. Now they don't know the work that's gone in. They see the traveling and the extravagant, this, that, if you follow me. Yeah. But before then, man, I put a lien on my car because then there's like companies where you can put your title up and they'll give you like $2,000, $1,800 to where I needed just to make it to where, man, I remember having a call from, bro, I need $300. I could make $300 stretch out for a week and a half, like eating at McDonald's, buying stuff at Family Dollar or Dollar General, little shits that I needed to survive. Like, and then so as that's still happening as I'm working at Denison. So go there, get that job. But now I'm a busser at a restaurant, so I quit Deep Impact, go work at Denison, commission based only. I'm not a salary. So I worked at the Grill on the Alley in Aventura Mall. I don't know if it's open anymore. And then I also worked at Gigi's Waterfront Bar and Grill in Hollywood on the water. So I did that for a year and a half, 2 years. And my boss sat me down. I was like, man, for you to be successful in this business, you can't work 2 jobs. You gotta focus on one. He's like, you can't. So he goes, you don't give me any selfless people, no matter black or white, that's gonna look out for you in terms of being. He's like, listen, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put you on salary. You're gonna work in the morning, helping clean boats. You're not gonna work there. Like, how much do you like? What do you need to make to float, pay your bills, eat, be able to have a few drinks? So we work on a matrix. He put me on salary. for like a year. He was a little something for you. Never sold a guy a boat just to help you float. He gave me like $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't meet many people that just do that.
Nah. Unless that person wants you to grow.
Unless they want you to grow, they see something in you. So that happens. Okay. Yeah. Started selling boats. Changed my name to Juno the Boat Guy. I mean, I have a personal Instagram, which is just all high school friends, college friends. Then I have my business page, which you seen how you found me.
Yeah.
So I built my career really didn't really pop off. 2017, 2018 was the first year I seen six figures.
Man, that's it.
So it started in 2014.
Yep.
Then every year it's gone up, but it was just building my book of business, understanding the business. Obviously, I have an ego, being able to control that ego, but create the person I am. And I'm being black in a white man's industry. Yep. And I said, I'm going to be the elephant in the room. I'm going to be the best dressed looking one. But I'm going to stick to being me. I ain't going to do it the way y'all want. And that was the biggest thing that my boss appreciates. Like, I want to do creatives, whatever you want to do, but to a fine line. I've actually bumped heads with him one time. One time I've ever been fired. He felt some type of way, and I'm a person, I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Yeah, okay.
And we had posted something that had some, fuck you, pussy this, that. And at the time, I'm young, you know, I'm like, this for the culture. This a vibe, right? We did a video on we need to talk. I'm like, man, I don't feel that way. I was like, man, you can pack your shit up and leave. He was just pissed. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Then we talked the next day, and I understand where he's coming from in terms of his brand and how big the company is.
Yes.
And, you know, with the perception, because even when you start to get that type of money, your mindset changes, no matter if you're black or white.
Yep.
Your perception of what you're trying to present to somebody is very important. And so I understood where he's coming from at that point when he broke it up and didn't get fired, but that was just kind of the one situation. Then from there, I mean, everything took off. I mean, from who I've chartered boats to, where I've been, you know, my biggest.
Bro, it's crazy. Like, let's go back to your boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's important for people to know that. Like, it's important that when somebody hire you, they don't just hire you for extra body.
Yeah.
They hire you just
because that's the cost of hiring you. Because they got to train you, they got to do marketing for you. You know, then they want to send you to seminars or do this or do that. You know, that's all the cost.
Yeah. If that person don't care about who you are or the guy you want you to become, it's not gonna do all that for you.
No, of course not.
You know what I'm saying? Not even get into a fight with you because there's a lot of people like there's no need for me to get in a fight with you because I don't really care.
Yeah,
I might just fire you. So I mean, just for at least give you $5,000 when you was at your lowest.
Yeah, at my lowest. And even when my mom passed away, came to the funeral, never met her. Asked to pay for funeral costs. Like, yo, here's this. Like, that's the type of our company made almost $1 billion last year. He don't wear a Rolex. He drove a Prius had the smallest office.
Wow.
He's not like he's a very simple, want to help people, want to make sure you're good. But that only comes with if people see potential and if you produce.
Of course.
Because different if you ain't doing shit and you just
want to take the advantage of
take advantage. It's lifestyle that comes with it, yada yada.
Yeah.
But all that shit comes with a cost. You know, so
definitely. My next question is, bro, what's the process of owning a boat?
Well, first you gotta have money. And not have money. Most people that spend this type of money only spend like 10% of their asset. So if you
10% of their asset.
That's what you should spend. You shouldn't go overboard. So if you got $1 million, you should buy like $100,000 boat.
Is it based on credit?
It's based on both. Most people, when you get to this money, you don't use your own money. You want to use the bank's money. So it just depends on where you're at in your life, what you've done financially.
Is it a same process of owning a home, or
same process? But you're talking about an asset that depreciates. So a boat, you don't make money from it; you lose money.
Yeah.
A boat is almost like a trophy for yourself of accomplishments you've done.
Yeah.
But the memories that come with it, you can't buy it. Of just taking your kids out, being able to go to different locations, go to Bahamas, go to all these islands that you want to travel to. You're able to do that with a boat, but it comes with a cost. I mean, if you got a 50-foot boat and you want to put it in this marina, it's going to cost you $5,000 a month. That's just the marina. Then you got insurance. Insurance may cost you $12,000 for the year. Fuel costs, let's just say you fuel it every 2-3 months. That can cost you $2,000 just to fuel it. That's if you're going far to Bahamas a lot, you're probably doing that twice a month, maybe, just depending on the size boat you have. Then if you got a crew, then you got to pay them. So if you got a 50-foot boat, let's say a full-time captain, that's $50,000 to the crew, to the captain right there. Mm-hmm. So then you have maintenance issues. I should say the maintenance issue is going to cost you $20,000 for the year. So it starts to add up like that.
Yeah.
Very fast. So owning a boat is not cheap, and you got to have real. It's not buying a boat. It's it's maintaining it.
Maintaining.
Because not everybody got 60 or 80,000 to lose in a year like that every year, or you losing 12 grand, 15 grand a month paying for things, because that's just associated with the cost of owning a boat. So it's not buying. A lot of people got $1 million to spend or $500,000, but it's, do you have enough to where you can 15 grand a month, 12 grand? Now something else breaks, because that's a boat. There's always going to be issues that that occur. So it's being able to, just depending on who I'm talking to, understand we have to come up with a real fixed cost of what it's going to cost you annually to operate this boat.
Yeah.
So, that's where it comes. And if you want to get in the charter aspect, you can offset some of your expenses or make a little money off it. But, that's.
So, okay, to own the boat, you need a good credit. You need 10% of your asset.
You need good credit if you're going to finance. Okay. There's some people that got bad credit that got money.
Okay.
But it's good to finance if you're getting a good rate and you're not paying that much. Let's just say it's costing you $1,300 a month or $2,000 or $5,000. Just depend. It really depends how much money you really have.
Yeah.
So some people like to finance, so it really just depends. But yes, if you are going to finance a boat, they want to see 750 or better. If you're at 800, you're good, and you're seeing interest rates from like
750 or better.
750 or better. But you really want to be in that 800 range, because then, what your interest rate's going to be, from in it. If you gold star, you can get like a 3.8 now, maybe like 4.2, 4.3. But if you got bad, it could be 4.9, 5.2, 5.6. So it just depends. So yeah, the better your credit. But it's not just based off credit. It's debt to income ratio. If you ever finance that, just because you go get a finance for a house, that's different. Mm-hmm. A bank ain't gonna finance you if you never finance anything for $600,000 or $1 million. You want to go buy something for $1 million, even though you got enough to spend it. But the bank, because it's gonna lose its value, they're gonna look at your finances. Or if you ever had a bankruptcy or any delinquency on your credit history, they look at all that. So it's very daunting.
All right. So a house is based on location. So a boat is based on condition.
Yeah, condition, value, what improvements it has. It kind of just depends on what you want to do, where you want to go, how you're going to utilize the boat. So, it plays a big factor. Everybody's different. Some people want to just jump around the Bahamas. Some people want to fish. Some people want to entertain. So you kind of have to figure out what your style of boating is. So that way I can kind of gauge you and getting into the right boat. And we don't buy a boat that's a piece of shit. It may look good, but it can also be a headache at the same time, just based off the equipment, the engines that it has.
So if you buy like a brand new boat, so how long that boat gonna take to depreciate?
It'll depreciate in the first year.
Okay.
By probably maybe 30%.
Damn. Okay.
Within the first year.
All right. So so anybody out there, like as a buyer who would like to own a boat, right? So how important it is for them to understand the business of.
That's why you hire somebody like me.
Oh, there you go.
So that's just. I'm just giving them, trying to be ethical in this business, because obviously when you're young, you just want to make money. You just want to get a fast check.
Yep.
And that comes with a cost. You also want to be ethical.
Yep.
Because that client's going to come full circle, and the best business ever is not marketing, it's referral.
Yep. True.
You ain't going to go run up on a Diddy or Bill Gates or somebody. Those are all referral based. That's somebody doing an introduction of a gatekeeper because you did good for somebody else. Let me tell you about this guy. He did such and such. People that got that kind of money, I'll get $1 million, $5 million, $10 million deals, whatever. But people that got that kind of money, you just ain't gonna run up on them. You're just not gonna meet them from a lead. It may happen occasionally. You may get lucky. Nah, you're gonna go through a gatekeeper.
Yep.
And somebody needs to say something good about you or the service that you provided. So being sure that you're ethical and treating people the right way and not trying to be a dick.
Yep.
That's the best thing, because it can come back full circle.
Most definitely. So, the industry is very small.
It's small from the inside. It's big from the outside. Just like any business for the most part.
Yeah,
but
most definitely.
But
yeah, just like you mentioned. So, what's the three reason a buyer need a yacht broker?
One, to guide them in through the process of understanding, because somebody may be a new boat buyer and they understand their fixed costs, their maintenance costs, what comes with it, not getting fucked in the deal, being able to see certain issues or pitfalls that may have happen with buying this boat. You may think you want this, but you really want this. You don't know it, so I need to guide you into that form of getting that product. Second thing, you just have it's just taking care of the customer, building a relationship and a rapport. I have access to certain people that you may not have access to. I may have access to off-market dealers that you may have no idea about. Being able to help you with certain issues, because the biggest thing, just like Miami and any business, is service. People tell you they're going to show up at 3, they don't show up till 8. But it's just based on that. That's the biggest thing with technicians here. You can't find good service. So being able to have that Rolodex of people, hey, I got this guy, that guy, that guy. These are the 3 guys you should work with. Because you may look at somebody on the internet and they may be decent, and then they just don't show up, man. That's a tough thing. And also being able to work with somebody in a big firm, because we got attorneys on retainer. I've been sued before.
Oh, wow.
In this business, and it happens. But being able to have a client with a big customer relationship and a big brand or a big house or a big firm, there are certain perks that comes with it when there are legal issues, or if you do need help, you're in the med, hey, I need to find what's the nearest yard, or whatever the case may be. So it just gives us access and leverage to things that certain people might not have access to, just based off the company I work for.
Yeah. I would think, like, as a buyer, like you buying a big purchase like that, you're gonna be very emotional. So you need a yacht broker to put you in the right direction.
Yacht broker, and also just the legal loopholes. Of knowing, hey, when I'm speaking to a client, hey, they're not from Florida, but they want to keep the boat here. I'm like, well, if you have a 90-day removal affidavit where you have 3 months to be here without tax free, after that they're gonna hit you with a tax. But there's a tax cap here, so there's just certain things that you need to know about the client, how he wants to utilize the boat, what he wants to do, being able to intelligently speak to him about the legal ramifications that comes with it, just depending on what they want to do. Mm-hmm. So being able to know that and guide the client in the right direction is very important.
Would you suggest somebody to buy a brand new boat, or we might like something?
It depends. Some people it's like a car. Some people want their own. They want to touch it, feel it, smell it. I picked that color, this stripe, put this sound system in it. I would tell you to buy a used boat, because certain boats already have fully depreciated, or it's depreciated to where it's pretty much going to stop at that. It's going to be right here. It's going to stay there for quite a while. There are certain boats that's just going to keep going down over time. New boats can depreciate like crazy, but it just depends on where they're at in life. If they want to, I've sold new boats, new builds, from flying to Amsterdam or the Netherlands to bring one back down here, doing a new build with deep impact. So I've been through the process of a new boat. So every buyer is different, just depending on where they are financially and what they want. Some people want what they want, but they want to pick it for themselves.
True.
Yeah.
Same like an airplane, right? For something like this, if you buy a used boat, is it based on hours on the engine?
Yes.
And then
it's not miles, like hours, just like on the engine.
Yeah. What's a good hour somebody if you buying a used boat?
It depends. If you're looking at like a 2010, like if it's under like 1,500 or 2,000 hours, most of these engines, some of them have a shelf life to 10,000, but when they hit a certain hours. Uh-huh. There's a certain major repair that is needed. Yeah, it may cost you $40,000 just to do a service on the engine. Whew. When it hits a certain hour mark. Yeah. So just because you go see a boat, like, damn, you may not even know that. Hey, just so you know, based off what the manufacturer said at this timeline, a service is required, even though it hasn't hit that mark. But the timeline of how long those engines have been in there, these engines need that kind of service. So being able to educate yourself, know certain products, know when certain things are needed to be able to explain to that client, hey, based on what I know and what needs to be done, this is what we should offer, because X, Y, and Z is going to come up.
Man, to see like different boats, like a CLB 88. I'm like, it thing's so expensive. You better come with some fine ass girls, bro.
Oh man, it depends. I have clients that they want a boat for girls. They want to entertain. So everybody's different. People will allow money. They get weird. They get weird, but
God, man, I'm like, okay, like what's okay? There's a lot of different, but like, what's a good way to tell somebody like, hey, man, that's a good way to buy?
A good A good brand?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. Azimuths, Ferretti's, Sunseeker. I like sexy shit, so I love a lot of European brand boats.
Okay.
So, I mean, the European makes some of the sexiest boats, the best boats in the world. Fedship, Lorson, Ocean Co. You know, you name it, they build them mostly overseas. Because Americans, we like space. Europeans are more sleek, sexy, tight. It's all about the aesthetics. Yeah. American, we like big country kitchens. We like to be able to come in. Europeans don't really care for that. Yeah. They want it smaller because they only use
kitchen.
Yeah, so it really just depends. Like I said, it's all on the client's need, on what he wants, what he's going to do with it. But Europeans make sexy shit, man.
All right. Can you please explain a flagging? Like if somebody want to buy a boat in a different country, I know it's all about like if it's flagged in this country, it's different taxes.
Oh yeah, no. So I mean, it just depends. So if a client wants to be here to avoid taxes, like we'll put it in like a Delaware corporation or British Virgin Islands, but that's because they're a foreign resident, so they don't want to pay taxes. We're on a cruising permit. So each situation is different. Even if we go buy in a different country, we'll still, so like go say we go buy in Panama, but we're not going to put in a Panamanian registration. We'll put in like a BVI so we avoid their taxes. But that's where you get a maritime attorney. I can't tell you everything that you need to do. So when it starts to get very legal, and obviously the bigger the deal, the more money you spend, there's always attorneys involved. Yeah. Always attorneys involved. So you just want to make sure that we hire the right maritime attorney to do the right work. So that way we don't have any legal issues. You don't run into Coast Guard or the government trying to seize it or say you need to pay this, pay that. So that's why you hire those professionals.
So which country got the higher tax? I'm just joking.
Europe. Man. Europe got a 24 to 25% value added tax, just depending on where you're at. See, in the state of Florida, when you buy a boat, we don't get like with a house, you don't get hit with a 7%. Yeah. It's at 18,000 is a cap. Even if you spend 20 million, 50 million, you buy a boat here in Florida, you're a Florida resident and you want to keep it here, you only pay 18,000 max. So that's a great incentive that we have for boats.
As a yacht broker, man, what do you see yourself in 5-10 years?
Bigger and better, man. Obviously, I mean,
what's the next level like?
Selling bigger shit, making bigger checks, being on TV. Opportunities that present itself. Just build my brand. You know, working with bigger clients. I mean, that's really what it is. You see my social media, just being able to travel and just do a lot of more international deals. People call me, my business name is Prud'homm International because I do a lot of international deals. I want to be able to where I'm traveling to Europe once or twice a month. And I travel pretty much once a month, twice a month, depending on the situation. So,
You just got back from Panama, bro.
Yeah, man, I was in Panama. I do a lot of business out there. I probably go there 6 times a year.
You was there yesterday.
Yeah, I was there yesterday. People think I have like a wife and kid out there, but I'm just working, man. It's a beautiful country. I like to fish. I like to travel. So luckily, I built a book of business there since 2018. Again, 2022 to where I'm there a lot. And certain people, just like here, once you do good, then they're like, hey, I got somebody else for you. But they want to see how you treat them before they start. Oh, my brother-in-law has a bigger boat than me, but they kind of want to see what service you provide if you're going to actually do what you say. Yeah. So that's kind of how it is, you know, in Panama with certain people. Once you provide that good service, they want to introduce you to their friend because their friend's like, I saw you just sold your boat. Who'd you work with? Once they give them the good news, then it's just going to keep trickling down. So, you know, I was fortunate enough to do good business there, and I travel there a lot, and I'm pretty well connected, and that's literally like a second home for me right now.
As a young broker, is it a necessity to know how to drive a boat?
Not necessarily, but you should know. You should know about. Yeah, you should know. I mean, but there's certain situation where current's blowing, or you know, current's just rough, or it's super windy, and it's tough, man. It's embarrassing. It's like when you have to go to a restaurant and it's like doing like a parallel, but it ain't as easy as it looks, and you know you see a lot of crashes and stuff. But oh yeah,
like what's the crazy thing you ever seen somebody?
I mean, I just see it on YouTube. I'm never personally involved, because I've never put myself in that situation. But man, I mean, you just see stupid shit all the time in Miami. It happens. You got the ratchetness or whatever it may be. Is cars try to get a jet ski out of water, and then it ends up you see trucks in the water.
No, but sometimes, man, coming from Miami Beach, sometimes when the bridge about to open, sometimes I be scared. Like,
you gotta stop, man.
Like these guys, they're gonna be slowing down.
Yeah, them drawbridges open up, man. We have the most in the U.S. that opens up. So Yeah, man. Like I said, I've been fortunate enough in my career. I mean, one of the sayings is, you might not make $1 million, but you'll live like a millionaire. Just based off people that you know in this industry, because you start building relationships, you can get certain games on things, or certain people that do pretty well in the stock market, and being able to ask questions. You know, you get to rub your hands and be around people with a lot of fucking money. And once they like you, you can buy this one client. I've sold 5 boats with him. But it took me 3 years. I chased him for 3 years. I've sold 5 boats with him. I made a lot of money with this guy.
Wow.
A lot of money with this guy. And we're looking at yachts around 7 to 9 million right now. So
Commission.
you eventually, I mean, if you do it right, and there's growing pains of just time, it ain't overnight, which is the biggest thing. Because I get people, man, I should come. I said, please come do it. Come do what I do, if it's that easy.
Man, nah, I mean, bro, like based on your story, like I mean, the journey is not easy. Like for young guy out there, man, that want to do what you do, like what type of advice you would tell them, like?
Man, just figure out what you want to do and be persistent at it. Like, don't necessarily give up. It ain't gonna be overnight. It's gonna be a bitch. It's gonna suck. There's gonna be days like, why am I doing this? But you gotta know the end goal and the bigger picture, man, of what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. Because like anybody that's been successful, I mean, it's not rocket science. They all tell you the same thing, but it's you making it as a goal and actually doing it. And what are you gonna do to get there? Is a thing. It ain't just gonna be, all right, man, I put a year in, like, damn, I still ain't got it. 2 years still ain't. It might take 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But that one year you sell, it might change everything.
Yeah,
you know, it might. It just take a year. But I mean, the biggest thing I've learned, you don't get lucky, man. Luck to me is spelled, I'll never forget what this guy is called. Luck is spelled WORK. The more you work, the luckier you become. That's when you get lucky, because you put in the time and you're at the right place at the right moment, or you met the right people and you did them right, even though you didn't get paid, but they appreciated you helping them, and they introduce you to somebody, or something happens, and the rest is history.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's one thing about me, man. Like, the universe gonna bless you. You just gotta find you working.
Oh no, of course.
And that's why, man. I'm like, man, I gotta work. I gotta somewhere I gotta find somewhere to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I start this podcast. That's the reason why I'm making a lot of sacrifice for me to put myself out there. Just like you said, man, it took your lifetime to build who you are, and just for him out. Like, I'm building myself right now. Like, I didn't start as a PM engineer. Now I'm doing podcasts. It's a different field.
That's a big transition, man.
So it's I mean, for anybody who want to do this, I mean, it's easy. Just gotta work for it. I mean, bro, it was a pleasure talking to you, bro. It's a lot of insight, a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? But like, for people who want to connect with you,
easiest way, just look me up on Instagram, Juno the Boat Guy, just JUNO, Juno the Boat Guy. You can find me. That'll be the easiest way. You can find me on TikTok as well. Pretty big following there. So that'd be the best way to contact me. I appreciate y'all coming out here. I know it's been a minute. Sometimes I don't respond. I just be looking at shit like, damn, do I really want to do this? And I'm glad we had a chance to sit down. I appreciate the griot you bought me.
I appreciate it.
I
had to feed my guests.
Maybe next time I mean even TM like fuck.
No, but the traffic, I don't know, on a Wednesday. I don't know why I keep coming here on a Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Like, traffic is crazy.
Miami's brutal. You gotta get in before 3:00.
Yeah, man. It was crazy.
You know, I know Miami traffic.
I had to wait for my guy.
Also, it's a cameraman, so it's your fault.
Yeah, I had to.
Everybody who watches the guy behind the lens.
Yeah, I had to wait for him. I've been in Miami since like 2:00.
Nagala po pong shit ni nalaya. Hey, like in South Beach,
bro. Like, and I was helping this lady, like, cause you know, like, Haitian people.
Bro, I don't do that. I be telling my family, you know, I'm bougie. Listen, I ain't picking your ass up at the airport. Don't fucking. I like it because nah, bro. My family already know. Like, I love my family. I will do big family gathering and all that. But I'm not gonna down in my environment that I live in. Yeah. I'll go to a hotel, like, because I ain't doing 30 kids. I'll be losing it. I need my peace. But I get it, man. But I love my people. But
this lady, she going on vacation next year. She put her time today. I'm like, why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you put vacation right now? Like, that's one thing about Haitians. They want to take that vacation, but they would never call sick.
Right. If they know you're going somewhere, stop right here, pick something up. Yeah, nah, but I don't do that. That's not me.
It was a lot, man.
Yeah.
Just to make it happen. But thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. A lot of insight, and I mean, hopefully when we drop this, a lot of people could watch it.
No, for sure. Make sure you check out the offers though. He gonna show what the offers look like.
We're gonna show some type of B-roll.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, bro.
Nah, of course. Yep.